If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone and computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more other outlets. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
The following broadcast is brought to you by JK Entertainment and MSR Production.
Welcome to The Question. I'm your host, Cole, and this is a new series that we're starting here in the MSR, where I'm going to be going around and asking longtime members questions about how they play in this league, what they like about this league, and different things like team building. Today, we have a longtime member of the MSR. Most of you guys know him as Lil Bear, although he does change his name quite a bit, depending on what team he's playing with. This year, he has the Bengals. How you doing, Lil Bear?
Good. How's it going?
Pretty good. So today on episode 1, what we're going to be discussing is team selection and how you determine what team to pick when it's your chance to pick. And Lil Bear, you're pretty high up in the rankings right now for team selections behind the admins, right?
Yeah, I'm about 6 right now. Possible someone jumps me, but I'll definitely be top 10.
Well, you definitely do a lot of work over there, so I'm sure you'll stay pretty high. How long have you been in the MSR?
I joined week 14 of the original season, stayed through the end of season 2, left for a little bit, and then came back the last season of Madden 18, and then have been here ever since.
All right, so that's what, 3 cycles?
Yeah, 3 cycles.
Awesome. So which teams did you have the first cycle?
My first original team was the Jets, and they were garbage.
They still are garbage.
Yeah, absolutely. The team I inherited when I came back was the Ravens, and then I've had the Bears and the Bengals. Bears for 19 and Bengals for 20.
All right, that's not too bad. So are you a fan of any of those teams, or where are you from originally?
No, I don't like any of those 4 teams. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm a Cardinals fan.
Oh, a Cardinals fan. Oh, brother, you're killing me. You know I'm a Niners fan.
Yeah, but you don't have much to worry. Well, this year maybe you'll have something to worry about. Usually,
Yeah, you guys did pretty good so far in the offseason.
yeah, we definitely had a nice one. Kyler's looking like he could be the truth over there. And Cliff Kingsbury is like him.
Right. Well, for your sake, I hope they do all right, but realistically, I hope they do terrible.
That's fair. Right back at you.
So, have you won any Super Bowls in MSR or Genesis?
No.
None? Yeah, me either. Trust me, I'm like the worst player that's ever played.
Yeah, no, this year I'm pretty bad, even though I end up like 7-9 almost every single season. Last year I made a divisional round, and that was about the best I've ever done, so I'll take it.
Well, it's a lot better than me. I've never even sniffed playoffs in any of the cycles I've played in.
Next year I'm coming for throats, though.
Hell yeah. All right, so when you're coming into team selection, how do you actually go about that? Is there a certain strategy you use? Are you looking at different things?
I'm looking for a team with a good defense, and if that said team has a mobile quarterback, that would be ideal as well.
All right, so you're definitely trying to get like the Ravens or maybe even the Cardinals this year?
Yeah, Cardinals are my choice. I'm getting them, and I'm coming for anyone that even attempts to try to get them.
Do you go team favorite first, or do you always go better team first if you were trying to decide?
I've actually never had the Cardinals. Let's see, 19, I guess I had a chance at them. But back then, I was a ground and pound type of player. So the Bears at, I think, pick 25, what I had was solid, where I got Jordan Howard and then a good defense as well. And then this year, the Ravens went 1 pick in front of me, and I was real upset about that.
Oh, man. Lamar Jackson is a total stud this year.
Yeah, that would have been nasty, especially how I play.
For sure.
I don't even know why I really went Bengals. I went Bengals because I had a deal set up before team selection because I knew someone else's team. So I had a trade already set up. So that's why I chose.
I'm assuming you dealt with John Ross?
Yep, sure was.
For sure. So when you obviously went with mobile quarterback is what you said there originally. Is that the type of position you look for first when you're doing a team selection, or is it always defensive players you look at first?
Big hitters. I want all the enforcers. I love to lay the wood and hit sick people.
Hope they drop that ball for sure.
Yep. Oh yeah, I've led the league in forced fumbles every single season this cycle. By a lot.
So in your opinion, and I know this has been debated quite a bit in the MSR, is it easier for someone to win with a great team, or does user skill really rise above that by far away?
I think the user makes the team, personally. I mean, let's see. I'm trying to think of a team right now that has a good user on a bad team. Well,
I wouldn't have picked the Eagles as being a great team this cycle. I thought they would have been more mediocre, and I think Kyler has done great with the Eagles for sure.
Absolutely, I'll definitely agree with that. I mean, they had a relatively good roster, but they're all kind of old, and the cap situation was hairy, and Kyler did a great job of that. Even though he was, I think Hound had them first, and then Hound left, and Kyler picked him up season 2, I believe.
Yeah, but it was pretty early though.
Yeah, no, he definitely that whole roster is ready to him for sure.
Right, I get it. I just don't know if I can give credit to people like J-Rod or, that takes the Chiefs. Like, obviously that Chiefs team is going to be insane the entire time.
For sure.
So that's kind of why I kind of feel like if you get two players that are similar on equal level, the player with the better roster is going to actually dominate that game, I think.
Absolutely. And I think next year will be interesting because it seems like a lot of players with team selection picks high up are going with their hometown team. Like I think Sonny's going Bengals. J-Rod, as of right now, is going Colts. There's a couple others up there as well. It's going to be interesting to see if those players can still succeed at a high level with those worst teams.
Yeah, because going from what the Chiefs he had this year, if J-Rod goes to the Colts, like, man, I don't know. The Colts are not good.
Yeah, and with
I had the
Colts yeah, I know. The Colts are rough. And it's Sonny too. If he actually goes Bengals, that's going to be interesting to see what he does without a dominant defense. I mean, getting the Browns and starting off with Myles Garrett. I mean, yeah, you'll get Carl Lawson. He's an animal as well. But you had Myles Garrett. You had who else you get there? I traded him Geno Atkins. But I mean, he had a nasty defense just to start right off the gate. So
and his offense was insane too. So he had all the players to make moves all year long.
Exactly.
So we may have covered this a little bit, but say you had first pick even before any admins. You're taking the Cardinals for sure?
Yep, 100%.
All right, that's what I like to hear. I like people who are like go for their home team. I know I don't live in California, but no matter what, it's always the 49ers for me.
Yep. Definitely Cardinals are bust. If for some reason the Cardinals are gone, I mean, well, in this situation they wouldn't be gone. But if there are some for some reason gone at my pick, I may go Chargers because I like their defense. They got Derwin James, Tyrod Taylor's there who fits my scheme. So
yeah,
maybe that route, but no one better touch the Cardinals.
I think you'll be all right up there. I couldn't say much for obviously the teams that are probably going to go pretty quick are probably going to be the Chiefs. The Niners are probably going to go pretty quick this year.
Well, I think as of right now, the team selection order is Timbo, and I think he's going to go Cowboys because that's his team.
Right.
DK or Sonny's next, and DK is definitely going Ravens. Sonny, he claims he's going Bengals, but who knows? Let's say he goes Bengals. I think 4 is Hawk. Hawk is a wild card. I don't know exactly where he's going to go, but he's a Seahawks fan, so maybe Seahawks. Maybe Bucks even. They got pretty loaded too.
Oh yeah. The only problem with the Bucks is that they got a lot of old players. You know they're going to rebuild right off the bat.
Yeah, definitely. You're going to have to find a QB immediately.
Right. He's got 3 in the first year.
Yeah, and then J-Rod's 5, and I'm currently 6, so you've got a good shot at it.
Yeah, I think you'll get the Cardinals. I really do. I mean, unless
And
for
only-
some reason people just completely skip you like crazy, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, the only two people that could possibly skip me at this point, I feel, is maybe Heartless, and he's an Eagles fan, or Kylo, who's also an Eagles fan, or maybe even Joey. And I don't know where Joey would go. I know he's a Jets fan, but no one's going to take the Jets at 6.
Yeah,
Let's
I
be
have no idea
real.
where Joey would go. He likes to pass. He says he likes to run a lot, but he really is a passing team. He focuses a lot on defense, so he may just go
Yeah.
for the defensive team.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. He'd be a wild card to take my Cardinals, though, and I'd be real upset with him.
Yeah, that could happen. All right. So say you get the Cardinals. What's your first plan for off season? Like, are you searching for a certain type of player? Are you trying to draft one? What type of ideas do you go with there?
I'm trading one of my plethora of wide receivers and speedy wide receivers, probably Christian Kirk, actually, if I still have D-Hop and Isabella and Hakeem Butler. Gonna try to move on those wide receivers for an enforcer right off the bat, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this year defense is extremely important. Who knows what next cycle is actually going to be with us? They always seem to be changing something, but
Yeah, I mean, I think running will be hurt, definitely.
I think it really has to be. I think it's kind of ridiculous right now.
Yeah, for real. The pursuit angles need to be fixed, definitely.
That's mostly the problem. I think some of the block pickups that happen in the background.
Yeah,
are
definitely.
pretty bad.
Well, and they just go at they try to tackle at like a 90-degree angle. They'll try to run up and then go to the side, and by that point, the running backs are in cash.
For sure.
If not an enforcer though, definitely another lockdown corner. I personally am a defensive player, even though this year my defense has given up the most, I think, yards for this season. But I'm also a top offensive player, which doesn't usually happen.
Right. I mean, if you're a top offensive player, that means you're giving them the ball quite a bit. You're
Yeah.
smart. So I
Yeah,
guess
and
that makes sense.
I'm just chucking too. I think I definitely lead the league in interceptions, but I think I've got the 2 out of the top 4 receivers and receiving yards.
Wow, that's actually some pretty impressive stats.
Right? Kind of random, but yeah. So my defense is getting manhandled this year, but yeah, I mean, I'm looking maybe even another pass rusher to go along with Chandler Jones, because I'd imagine he'd have abilities next year.
Yeah, I mean, he has abilities this year, right? So I don't see why he wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, man. I think we covered all of our bases today. I do appreciate you coming on the question here. This is our first episode, so
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. I like this. I like this idea.
yeah, I think it'll be something neat to add to the MSR network and just build from there. We'll hit a bunch of really neat, interesting questions later on down the road, like pre-offensive reads on the defense, and maybe vice versa, defensive reads of what you see when players come out.
Nice.
What type of stats that people have, and what actually you're looking for when you're building like an offensive line or defensive line, or what's more important to people, acceleration or speed in general, or agility, things like that. So we can just bring up the entire MSR community together, and we can all learn something from each other.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So hey,
Well, I appreciate you having
hey
me.
man, I'm glad you came on, and good luck with team selection, and good luck with getting into the Super Bowl this year.
Thanks.
All right, man.
Good luck with coming up in justice and getting your way back.
All right, we're working our way, man. Hey, thanks again, man. Have a good night.
Yeah. Hey, you as well.
And that's going to wrap up the first episode of The Question. I'm your host, Kolb. Join us next time when we go over the differences between the 3-4 and the 4-3 defense, and which one is better in this year's Madden, and how we should go ahead and build our teams to that type of defense. See you next time.